It's time.
College football week 0, baby.
Week 0, college football. Let's get it.
Did you smoke any meats or anything like that this last weekend in preparation?
Sure did not in preparation, just because it was like my
you
last
always
free
do,
weekend.
but
we did pork shanks.
Okay.
Yeah, boy, it's first time doing pork shanks. They were delish. Smoked them for about 6-7 hours, and then overnight in the oven at 170 till you wake up. Come out perfect.
Three-headed monster today?
Three-headed monster. You haven't been checking Slack for a while, bud.
Dude, I have been so in another world lately that sorry.
Oh, I need you to get out of that
trying
world.
to get into this world.
I need you in this world.
That's why that conversation needed to happen before I sat down in here.
Good.
We were not going to be in the right world.
There have been a lot of shitty shots lined up just to get you in the world.
Well, and I was in a vacation world last week. So
He's back.
He's back.
Welcome.
Okay.
And it's a whole new setup. There's a lot more things.
Yeah, there's
gadgets.
so many things. I'm kind of overwhelmed.
I would be too. I am. I have to do the
just
clicking.
slap my hand if I start touching buttons.
Yes, right. Yeah. So let's the thing is I don't
Did the
also
tornado hit Steve today?
Yeah. Real hard. Tornado
Yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah.
Tornado Tuesday got him.
Not Dinger Tuesday. Don't get it.
It wasn't a dinger.
But I think next week we need to have that printed out because I don't have my computer and I don't have enough room for said computer.
Well, I need to pull up Steve's Slack as well to make sure, because he had his rundown, and we'll hit some of the things that he talks about as well.
Some of it, but not all of it. Because
No.
Did you check? Well, you probably didn't look.
He needs to be here.
I saw the breakdown of just like the breakdown page where he was breaking down the bets and why they were good.
Yeah.
I mean, good work.
I mean, I don't know.
We can't do that.
Did he add this?
He's a good follow.
Yeah, right.
He added his top 3 picks and then his bonus pick on here at the bottom. Okay.
Those have been there.
I know, but I didn't see when we were asking and talking to him earlier, like any others, and he's got some like top picks that he likes.
Yeah.
So we can talk about those. I mean, recap this week isn't going to be that heavy. I mean, we got some news, but recap wise, we'll go to the old BMW Championship quick.
That was a good one.
Pull up So Cantlade ends up pulling it off. Your boy, Cole's boy, Adam Scott, actually played pretty darn good.
I hate both of those guys.
I hate both of those guys.
And I honestly, Ryan, we had this conversation, I had this conversation with somebody. Like, I have no reason to dislike Cantlay.
No.
But he's just one of the guys that, like, when you see them, there's some
punch
people,
them.
he just have a punchable face.
He absolutely,
Step Brothers.
He absolutely is that person.
But Adam Scott has always kind of been that same way for me. I don't know why. I can't. It's those things you can explain. There's teams.
Horschel's that way for me.
No, Adam
you do
Scott.
or don't
Adam
root
Scott,
for.
you
There's
literally
people
said
you
it's
do or
because
don't
of
root
his
for.
putter.
So yeah, Adam Scott 100% is because of the putter.
Because he has a putter that goes up to like his top of his head.
Him and Bernhard Longer.
Yeah,
Is
but
that
at least
his dad?
he's old.
Do you think Bernhard Longer could be Adam Scott's dad?
Absolutely. Age-wise, 100%.
He just slept with a really tall supermodel. That's how Scott got his height. Yeah, makes sense. It's all coming together now.
I'm placing a bet right now.
Oh,
Okay.
I got a promo. MLB special. Max $50 bet. 2+ hits to be recorded in the first inning of the Yankees-Mets.
Gotcha.
I like it. It got boosted from -140 to +125.
Oh, nice.
Go ahead.
Who's starting tonight?
I think it's Scherzer.
And
I don't know.
And the Yankees pitcher.
Yeah, like
Are you just banking on the Yankees pitcher giving up 2 hits?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fair.
Absolutely.
The Yankees are on the struggle bus.
No. Oh, that was last night. It's who? Walker and Montes.
It was for sure. Scherzer started last night because
That was last night.
I have a buddy who's a big Mets
Got it.
fan.
I was
And
like,
they almost, like, Scherzer had another really good start, and they almost blew his really good start
They
again.
did. They lost.
Maybe it was. No, it was, because he literally tweeted out, "This guy's still a bum." He tweeted
they
it
lost.
back in like April,
They lost.
and then he tweeted again.
It was That's awesome.
Yep, still a bum.
Yep. Love it. Only got a 3-game lead. Anyways.
So I'll just, as we talked about, so with the Tour Championship and the FedEx Cup playoffs, kind of how those work, I'll just talk about starting positions quick and just who's where to start the Tour Championship. The largest comeback after our first round deficit was 11. I think Cam Smith did it. It was 11 strokes. So if that precursor is any inkling,
chance.
there is a chance, but if it's any inkling, so starting positions, Scotty Scheffler, 10 under.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Cantlay, 8 under. 7 under is Will Zalatoris, who withdrew this past week for back injury.
Back injury.
So, like
Could have been the guy at 10 under.
That's bad.
He could have been the guy at 10 under,
Right.
but he had to withdraw and not have the points.
I just don't see him. I don't like you don't just play golf with herniated discs.
Ask Tigger.
So
Like, that's not a
Is that what Casey had earlier this year, or was he just
Casey. I don't know. He's a
I don't
bum.
like him either.
He's a bum.
6 under Xander Schauffele, 5 under Sam Burns, 4 under Cam Smith, Rory, Tony Finau, Sepp Straka, Sung J M, 3 under Rahm, Stallings, JT.
Can we talk about Sepp
Neiman,
Straka?
Hovland?
Like coming out of, I mean, yeah, he qualified and has played well and won. I think he made. Did
He's
he
won
win
twice,
once
I think.
Yeah, once or twice this year. But like, that's the name to me. Like when I was reading through the board, like
Yeah,
if there was like if I had to pick one name,
hey.
like, am I surprised that he's in the top like 30th? Maybe not, but like
To
in the
be
top
4 under.
10?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
yeah, that was the number there. That was the one guy that just jumped out at me. So he's at 4. He's starting at 4 under.
Yep. He's at 4 under.
Good for
3
him.
under is, so 3 under, John Rahm, Scott Stallings, JT, Cam Young, Matt Fitzpatrick. 2 under, Homa, Hideki, Spieth, Neiman, Hovland. 1, Morikawa, Horschel, Hoagie, Connors, Harmon.
Right.
And then even is KH Lee, JT Poston, Sahith Theegala, Adam Scott, Aaron Wise.
See, and that's like where I would expect to hear like the Sepp Straka name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like all of the guys that he's
was.
ahead of, you're like, oh, wow. Like, I guess playing some good golf behind my back.
Oh, as of 8 hours ago, FedEx Cup number 3, Will Zalatoris has withdrawn from the Tour Championship with 2 herniated discs. So he completely withdrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was,
He won his. Hope it was worth it.
Yeah.
Won one tournament.
hope it was worth
So
Herniated his discs.
outside of that, there was a
Gotta be careful
couple.
with that word.
Outside of that, there was some
Or do you?
solidification in the President's Cup. So 6 guys that are for sure President's Cup guys for U.S.
Yep.
Burns, Cantlay, Finau, Schauffele, Scheffler, JT.
Solid squad.
And then the Euros, they have 8, and I'll pull that up here as I'm going.
And that final number is 12, correct?
Yes.
It's six auto, 6
Pick.
captain's pick, and then on the European side, it's 8 auto, 4 captain's
Yep.
pick.
So assuming no more live moves for Quail Hollow, the core international team for the President's Cup, Cam Smith, Hideki, Neiman, Sung J M, Corey Connors, Ju Young or Tom Kim, Adam Scott, Mito Pereira.
We'll get into the live news. We got
Yeah,
some of
that's,
that I think is going to. I don't know. We'll get to it.
It won't
Get to
shake.
But so I think it's what's fun about it is you got some staples with your Adam Scotts that's played in it for however long. JT's been there 3 times. Other guys, a couple times for Schauffele, Finau, Cantlay, those guys. But then you got a ton of newbies on both sides, not just on the U.S., not just on the Europeans. Connors, Kim, Mito, Sam Burns, a newbie. Who else is a newbie out of the 6? Scheffler's a newbie. So the number 1 player in the world right now is a newbie on the President's Cup team.
President's Cup's, I mean, actually, and we've known this, I think, since looking back at last year, is going to be way more exciting than the Ryder Cup, simply from a competition standpoint. Because the best players in the world,
It's best on best.
the best young players in the world are Americans and actually non-Europeans right now.
Yeah.
besides like Rory and Rahm,
Right.
the rest of the great players are on the President's Cup, not on the Ryder Cup. So
Yeah, that's fair.
But that's kind of our golf recap.
Yeah,
if you want to
let's get
go
some
into
football, what about the Cowboys, huh? You guys got a returner on your hands.
USFL MVP.
If you don't sign him, someone will. He earned a spot on the roster as a returner with those returns.
Oh, they're going to get him. I mean, they don't have enough receiving depth not to
on top of that
run. And like they set him out the second half of the next game or whatever.
Cavante Turpin.
Basically showing that, hey, we're not.
Yeah, you're good.
You're good.
You're good.
You're not getting no pink slip for you.
Nope.
So
it has some wheels.
Some of the moves that I saw on like his punt return gave me a little bit of flashbacks. Like I was a big Dante Hall fan. I mean, for obvious reasons. Yeah. Obvious reasons.
Twice removed.
Exactly. But like stop, go, forward, back, cut, and then all of a sudden
speed.
Don't touch me because I'm at full speed 5 yards and you're still trying to get up to 75%.
Yeah, and he's he's pretty big for a return guy, just like overall mass for running a 4.3.
Yeah.
So like that impressed me. Also, it's nearly impossible in today's NFL to return a kick or a punt. But the fact that he returned a punt and a kick in the same game, to me says a little bit less, just because that just means the team that they were playing was really poor on special teams.
Right.
But at the same point, like I know how difficult.
You say he's big? He's tiny. 5'9", 153 pounds. What?
Yeah, dude, he's tiny.
He's like Darren Sproles.
Who was I thinking of?
I don't know.
There's another guy I was thinking of then.
Good thing he's on your team.
Yeah. I mean,
Darren Sproles is 3 inches shorter.
Yeah, like I'd like to.
But he's 40 pounds
of somebody
heavier.
specific, not that guy though. I mean, honestly, I don't even know the guy's name, and then he's on my team.
Cavante Turpin.
Yeah, I just saw that he was the USFL MVP. So get him the ball, let him make plays. Put Zeke on the bench.
Oh yeah.
Get Tony Pollard and
all the touches.
USFL MVP some touches.
Give them all.
So he reached
maybe
almost 21 mile an hour on his kickoff, and he was 20.95 mile an hour on his kickoff and 20.86 mile per hour on his return. That is fast.
It's slightly above average.
That's
good.
Dude,
that's good. My legs won't turn over that fast. I don't understand.
Don't move that fast.
I look at them and they just don't go that fast.
Isn't that funny though? Like you look at like some people who run and you're like, I don't have the leg turnover.
Right.
How do you get your legs to turn over that
Have
fast?
you guys done like the speed treadmills at all? I like Acceleration Iowa or
no.
Like have you ever been on one of those before?
I've walked on it just to see what it was like.
Oh,
they're
like
ran.
we did a couple of training sessions, I think back in high school even when Acceleration Iowa was just opening up.
It's back.
And
healthy.
Like
Continue.
Those things, I mean, obviously treadmills in general will make you run at a pace, but like that's a different level of you're running 10 seconds at call it 14 miles an hour or 18 miles an hour or whatever. And like obviously, so at that point it is either fall on your face or your legs are required to move a certain pace. Like if any one of us normal human beings is thrown on a 21 mile an hour treadmill, we are getting road rash on our face. And like just to think about that is that like in order for my legs to do what this person's doing on TV, looking relatively relaxed, like run down the field, just run really fast, that we would actually be crashing our faces into the ground is always like the picture that I get in my head when I see like speeds, and I'm like, oh, my legs wouldn't do that. Like it would literally just be road rash on your face. And so like to me, like that's what, and being a slow person, I like always marvel at the grace of people with like the Usain Bolts of the world, where it's like, oh, he just ran that fast and like he's not breathing heavy or he's looking sideways or backwards. Or
Tyreek Hill giving a peace sign as he's 19 miles an hour.
19 and a half miles an hour, right? Like
I can't run full speed and try to attempt to do something.
Right.
I will fall.
Like, I'm not sure that I can like jog down the road at like leisurely pace
and to do that
like, without twisting an ankle or something. So yeah, just always marvel at the speed. Something I never had. So
absolutely. Well, let's recap. We're going to try this transition, this commercial break for the first time ever.
Let's do it.
So bear with us, and we'll come back, and we'll get into some news. We got some really good clips, and I'm really excited about it.
You saw one.
You saw one. There's a couple in there that you guys haven't seen. I'm really excited to talk about, so we'll get to it.
Let's do it.
Welcome. Our fireside chat. This one's going to be hot. A couple of topics will be overall trust in a relationship between your planner and yourself.
It's our job to figure out what's in the best interest for you.
We have to start this thing early.
How do I play this game patient enough to see this trade turn to fruition?
Real estate in general can have a lot of tax benefits to you.
Listen and subscribe to the No BS Wealth podcast on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Who's got the shitty shot?
I don't know who.
I'm going to go
took
back.
this week.
I know, because we didn't.
I took Fitzpatrick.
I took Rom.
Yeah, I mean you.
Okay,
Took
so
Rom.
we're
We're
good.
good.
We're
Man,
good.
he had a chance to put some pressure
I
on
have it,
early.
and
He
then
went
you
birdie
have-
birdie on Sunday and then missed a
You would have had it from
4-footer.
last week, I think.
Oh, yeah. You did have
Cantley?
No, Cantley. Not with Cantley. I'll go look. How about that,
Yeah, I didn't-
fellas?
I didn't have it for Cantley, I don't believe.
That wasn't me.
Or no, was it
Cam
Speed?
Smith.
I had Spieth.
No,
I
you
didn't
had
have
Cantley.
Spieth. I had Cantley.
Yep. You definitely got it.
I got it for Cantley.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right.
What are they in here? Really, Steve?
I was off, like my headphones weren't on. I didn't feel like we were
I think
live.
they're up top, Ryan.
Oh, because we
Who
weren't.
did you guys have the week before?
I'll tell you. Hold up. I had Cam Smith, finished 13th, and he had Hovland, who finished 20th.
What did Cantley finish?
He was 2 under, Hovland was 8, and Smith was 13.
That's right. He was so terrible the week before.
57th. He was basically last.
Doo-doo. Wait.
Oh,
Why does this feel
I saw a
sticky?
strawberry cheesecake one.
Oh,
I almost grabbed it, but I realized we haven't.
Hey.
We haven't had our bets.
This might be a
Ruby Red?
decent shot.
Deep Eddies?
Yeah.
We have Deep Eddies in there? Deep Eddies is delicious.
I
Good
forgot these are
stuff.
the ones I got a couple weeks ago.
Deep Eddies is just delicious. Like, without a doubt.
That's my best good stuff.
That's my best good stuff. Shout out Deep Eddies.
The Grinch. What a great movie. That's
My
best
boys,
good stuff.
my boys quote it, love it. Croy does this. He does hate, double hate, loathe entirely. Does it all the time. By the way.
I have butterscotch on the rocks.
I'm pretty sure shitty shots are supposed to be shot.
Smell.
I mean, it smells fantastic. A little bumbu in there.
Right?
Might be our fall
Some
drink.
whiskey in there. But like, look how syrupy
Were,
it is.
were you here the week that I was talking about my buddy drinking bamboo?
No, that was last week.
Yeah, last week. I showed up. We just went and grilled out with some friends. Buddy has just a bottle of bamboo on the table. I'm like, heck yeah, I know that stuff. That stuff's really good.
I like that stuff.
He goes, have you ever had it with mango Pepsi? And I said, no, I typically just drink it straight because it tastes like bananas. And he goes, try this. I'm not kidding. If you wanted to mix it, that's what you mix it with.
First of all,
It's fantastic.
I would have had
don't
to
mix it.
heard of mango Pepsi
Yeah, absolutely.
to start.
To even have that as an idea, I've never heard of mango Pepsi.
Neither have I.
Yeah, I didn't even know. It was,
Until
That's a thing.
I guess I don't know.
Clearly.
But he
Of
had
all
it,
the Pepsi flavors, we're going like there's a mango just hanging out there.
I guess. But I think he actually looked up like what mixes well with this because he solely bought bamboo because of the bottle. Which
Well, I mean-
that makes
But
sense.
I mean,
To be fair, that's
I'm
how we
starting
started
to
it.
see it more and more in bars. Like Copper Creek carries it now.
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's because of us. I mean, of our show and stuff. I'd
Sponsors
never
bamboo.
heard it before when I just saw it. And I was like, ooh, I
Sponsors
like the
bamboo.
Yeah, come on, bamboo.
It's like slug bug. Once you see one, you see a million of them. And then it's just people punching each other.
All right, let's go. It's college football season,
Week 0.
week 0.
I better cheers.
I mean, it's good. Deep Eddies is just
Would
delicious.
you have Ruby Red?
That's probably, I think, one of the worst ones, but
Yeah, because I'm not.
Just because it's like more bitter.
Yeah, that's just not a grapefruit person.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not bad.
Week 0.
Week 0, fellas. Week 0 is upon us. College football starts, and it just so happens to start from a state that I'm from. Not where the game's played.
I was going to
Because
say,
the game
what are you
is not
talking about?
played in Nebraska. It's not played.
Your favorite team?
No. Drake's my favorite team. Let's be real.
Second favorite team?
Second favorite team is probably Florida State. I grew up a Husker. I'm a fan. I support.
Okay.
But I don't bleed red like, we live in Iowa, and there's slight rivalry,
Yeah, there's a lot of Husker
a
fans.
lot of trash talking, and I don't really see it. Also, I'm a realist. I don't know if you guys caught that, but they have not been good. I'm not going to say that.
Were
they're
you? I mean, you're younger than me, but do you remember how amazing Tommy Frazier was?
good. Absolutely.
That would be like your first sports hero. That guy was unfreaking real.
Absolutely.
National championship. I mean,
I had a
like
jersey.
you remember?
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't
the run
because
everything.
he's one of the first collegiate players that that's why I ask.
Yeah.
Legitimately remember, from just a jaw drop perspective, Jordan at an early age. I mean, Tommy Frazier is a collegiate athlete. I mean, honestly, I don't really remember any other collegiate athletes at that young of an age and just mesmerizing game changers.
Right. He was.
That he was.
And he was.
The run that he had down the sidelines.
Insane.
That's a play that still, I mean, it's
All you have to
to
say,
me
you say it
the
and it's
run,
there.
right? And it's just it's like the Vince Young scramble in the USC national championship. There's probably, I don't know, if I flip through my head 5 collegiate this moment, and you're just Frazier is one of those moments for me. So I was just curious from that
So obviously
perspective.
growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s in Omaha, Nebraska,
Right.
you can't avoid. Nobody could have, right? Because they were the best.
dynastic.
Yeah, for a
Years.
decade and a half or
all the way
whatever it
through
was.
Eric Crouch.
Yeah. So, but they're playing this week against another Big Ten team
The Wildcats.
in Northwestern Wildcats, and they are playing in Ireland. I didn't learn that last week, by the way. I did not know that.
I learned that yesterday.
Do you know
He just learned that today. Significance have zero clue. Besides that, they're
trying to
starting to do
spread
more
American football.
international football stuff. But
International footy.
Yeah,
Aviva Stadium, Dublin, Ireland.
100% soccer stadium. Apologize.
Does that benefit either team?
I don't know really.
Northwestern because they're smarter?
I would say it would benefit Nebraska more because Nebraska fans are going to travel better than Northwestern.
Yeah, but I mean, does fan base in Ireland even matter?
I mean, it always matters home and away, loud, not loud. That always matters, factors in. I don't know the size of the stadium, so I don't know if it's bigger or smaller, which would deter any of that.
Right. Are they playing in a soccer stadium or are they playing in a university stadium type of thing?
Obviously didn't do as much research and all that stuff because that's not what I do.
Right.
But no, I don't know. I don't know that. I do know that Nebraska has a new quarterback because Martinez said, peace out. I've done
That was
enough.
the best thing that's happened for you.
Absolutely.
They need new blood.
They needed new blood. He needed a new situation for himself, personally, which is fair. I don't even know where he went. So they've got a quarterback situation. I say situation, that is, he played last year a little bit. That's coming back, and he will turn the ball over less than Martinez, which is a good thing. Defense was fairly good last year, actually. That's what kept them in most of these games until late, and then they had so many penalties, so many bad penalties, ridiculous amount of bad penalties that they'll have to overcome without a doubt.
The over-under number in this game is what is completely baffling to me. No one expects there to be any defense played in this game, and I
don't.
cannot for the life of me figure out
Right.
Why two teams who are fairly anemic over the last 5 years
Yes.
would all of a sudden travel halfway across the world
And all
and
of a sudden
be
get
good on offense when they're notoriously better, specifically Northwestern, but even Nebraska last year and Northwestern being anemic on offense, all of a sudden have an offensive
right.
I think
breakout.
I think part of that is last year Nebraska beat them 56
that's
to 7.
exactly what I was going to say.
Okay.
So that obviously is going to have some skin in that game.
Right.
So 56 to 7, and they're anticipating Nebraska to be better than what they were last year. So if they're saying, okay, if Nebraska can score 40 and Northwestern can get 2 touchdowns this year instead of 1.
Okay.
Guys, there was only
It's a 14-point
there
spread.
was only
so
one
like,
there was only one turnover by
they're
Northwestern
expecting Nebraska.
to
They're
repeat
they're
that.
2 touchdown
They're 2 touchdown
favorites.
Right.
I struggle to see
13 and a
that
half
with
on
Nebraska
FanDuel.
having a new quarter. I mean, maybe their new quarterback is
Well, from what I've read,
maybe.
Do you know that?
he just fits Scott Frost more than Martinez fits Scott Frost. He's a more molded quarterback towards Scott Frost's system.
Okay.
And defensively, obviously,
Martinez went
just
to
a lot.
Kansas State, by the way. I did look that
That
up.
was
Okay,
just the
State,
number
that's right.
that jumped out to me right away. Was that
absolutely.
number started with a 5?
Yeah. I don't really know. I don't know what else to say. That's what I know about Nebraska.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's much else. That's not the great part about that game is
Are
it's
you on
the
FanDuels?
the first part, or that it's the first,
first
game
game?
of college football. Besides that, I can't say anything. That
Kickoff's
That's the only
11:30.
one on-
11:30 on Saturday. Next game's not till 3. So like that game is standalone in Ireland.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on it.
Oh, absolutely. And
I think there's going to be
my
a lot
eyeballs,
of disappointed
I don't know if
eyeballs.
my eyeballs will be on it. I have soccer to watch. I might be one of these.
And okay,
Yeah, go
this might be
Lincoln.
bad
I'll be
on
golfing,
me.
So
This might be bad on me, but does
Yeah, but I don't know.
Game Day go to Ireland with them?
I have no idea.
I don't know
I
where
would
Game Day is.
assume that is
It's-
ESPN broadcasting this game.
By the way, I just want you to know the Dodgers lost me money last night because they
Because I got skunked for the first time at home.
Yeah. I was on DraftKings for a reason, not because of my past bets. I was there to look at the lines.
Yeah.
Whoopsies. It's week 0, okay?
Week 0.
We're still getting to the flow.
Opens up week 1.
By the way,
Sorry.
the spread has moved 4 points. It was at 9 originally. Now we're at 13 at DraftKings.
I just don't. I don't know, nor do I really want to know
50
any more about
points?
those two teams. But that's what they've got to be anticipating is a Nebraska blowout. I didn't realize Nebraska beat them 56-7 last year. So
Yeah, but that's only 63 points.
I mean that's 2
We're saying
touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Like that's only 2 touchdowns more.
But I mean, to Ryan's point, like 48-14 gets it done.
I just don't. I don't.
40 to 40. Like they
I don't.
Well, 40-14 doesn't get it done.
Conference.
Or yeah,
it
excuse
does.
me, 40-14 gets it done. 38-14 gets it done.
Yes. But like you usually don't score that much against in the first game when you're not playing a cupcake.
Or when you're in
And you're on
Ireland.
You're in Ireland. So that means they're probably leaving tomorrow. Maybe they're there all week.
I would say
Debatably.
I would guess they're gone already.
They should
just
be.
to get used to the time change.
Yeah, I don't that's a lot of points to me. That's just a lot of points. It's a Big Ten game. A lot
Especially
of points.
since most of the
We have no idea.
I don't think any of college schools are in. So like they wouldn't be avoiding leaving early
Yeah,
because
true,
of classes or
true.
anything like that. So
They
my
probably
guess
went
is
over as
they
part
should
of
have
camp.
left.
They're in.
They're there. Meaning that they're in. We're just talking like, are they in Ireland yet?
Oh. No.
Because school starts probably.
It's already started.
Well, it
Some
depends.
places.
I don't think for colleges.
Iowa State started this week.
Idiots.
Lamos.
Overachievers.
All right. So, bets wise, what do you guys got?
I don't know. So I do look at this and I see
'Cause then-
Nebraska scored 22 in their home opener last year against a against Illinois, even though they lost. And then Northwestern scored 21 against a decent Michigan State team last year. So there's
43.
43 right there against. Yeah. Okay. I think I know what I got.
It's not easy.
No, I think I know what I got though.
Go.
Money line spread.
Well, do you want to explain what we do?
Yeah.
again?
So this is season 2. It's been a long time.
It's been a while. Yeah. It's week 0. We're fine.
So what we're going to do week to week, college football right now, but college football and NFL once NFL starts up, we're going to pick a couple different games this week just because Northwestern Nebraska is the best game, and it's the first game. You got to talk about that. It's in Ireland. It's got a lot of hype around it in that sense. What we do is we pick the money line. So for those of you who don't know, money line, that is straight up who's going to win this game. Is Nebraska going to beat Northwestern? Is Northwestern going to beat Nebraska? Next, we're going to pick the spread. The spread is, as it currently sits on Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, is Nebraska's 13.5-point favorites, a.k.a. two touchdown favorites.
On FanDuel. 13
on FanDuel, yep.
On DraftKings.
13 on DraftKings, okay.
Get the hook.
And then total is the total points scored between both teams for the game. So as we mentioned earlier, Cole was very surprised that this started with a 5. On FanDuel, it's at 50.5.
And DraftKings is 49.5.
Okay. So
That
what
point matters, actually.
100%.
For sure. Huge implications here. Last year, we did basically go strictly off of FanDuel. This year, one thing that we noticed was the discrepancies throughout golf. So do your research. Pick your odds. I think that was a common theme is there's so much discrepancy from book to book. If I'm going to take one bet one place, I might as well go see if I can get better odds on another place.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, for example, it's minus 105. The money has moved towards the under on the total here.
For
Minus 115 is the under.
For FanDuel?
Yep, for FanDuel.
They're even across the board, spread and total for DraftKings.
So that 1 point, just like you guys mentioned, matters.
Oh, it matters.
People saw this and they're like, "Oh, okay, well, it might be at 50, so I'm gonna take more points in this place and get just as good odds."
Yeah, because the money's also moved towards Northwestern, but that's because of the line moved 4 points.
I don't see Nebraska scoring more than 35 because of the unknown of the offense.
And I think
I don't know.
we probably all lock on this. I'm taking Nebraska money line. I mean, that's easy for me.
I would agree.
Cole.
I agree. I think Nebraska, because I think Nebraska starts fine this year, and then I
It'll
think
paddles it away.
I mean,
They-
I think
Do you
they
think it's the end
more.
of Scott Frost era?
I think they more than limp home. No, I think they're committed to
Okay.
him for more than this year.
So I'm taking Nebraska. I'm going with history repeats itself, and Nebraska wins by more than 2 touchdowns. So I'm taking Nebraska in the spread as well.
Wow. What was the spread over there?
13.5.
It's 13 over here.
So we'll leave it at 13.5 because the hook
The hook's
allows
better.
easier to score.
Yeah. I'll take the over on that.
Which,
What?
surprisingly enough,
What? It's not a total line. It's just a spread line, bud.
The over of what?
13.5.
You mean Nebraska's going to win by more than 13.5?
Yeah.
You pick Nebraska as well?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you had just moved on to the over.
Oh.
I'm like, I'll take the over. I'm like, wait a second. Also, Stoy just took an over? What? Yeah, right.
What's happening?
My synapses were going crazy. Northwestern.
that's who you got?
I mean, Nebraska wins this one. They're going to go 3-0 going into a home game against Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
You got
That
Nebraska?
sets up very well.
Man.
Also, everybody, Steve will make his picks. They'll be in our sheet. We'll be able to recap with him and do our reviews. But Steve had a tornado, as he calls it, at work today, so he wasn't able to attend
Not
tonight.
a hurricane, not a derecho,
Not a hailstorm.
not a hailstorm, but a tornado. Tornadic event.
Do we have the Jeopardy theme song waiting for Cole here?
We can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, just
Can't do that.
I don't even know.
It's different.
like,
I'm beatboxing
I've
underneath.
got no,
I love
I've got
it. It's
no
different.
point of reference. This game being
Tone was off.
in Ireland completely changes the complexion for me, and maybe I'm overlooking that.
It's also the
is
first
like-
game of the season
Yeah, right. First game, but like, there's no comfortability
ever.
for either team, and so like, that screams to me closer game than it should be. So I'll take Nebraska to find a way to win, Northwestern to cover, and I'm going to be on the under. So I'll just start there.
Are we sticking with FanDuel on that 50 and a half?
Yep.
Then yeah, give me the under.
You'd be on the over if it was 49.5.
I would be questioning more things.
I think I'm just gonna be devil's advocate here. I like seeing.
I mean, that fits your.
It does. It does, but it also I just think this is my one reservation is they expect Nebraska to be better or maybe more prolific on offense if it fits Scott Frost better, because UCF when Scott Frost was there was scoring a lot.
I actually don't like that 13 and a half.
And the other
I like
the one reservation I have is because I think Nebraska's defense and Northwestern just couldn't score last year. So Nebraska's defense is good enough to maybe not let up 2 scores. That's my only thing. If Nebraska doesn't let up 2 scores, I don't see it going over. But
That's what I'm saying. Like I have Northwestern max, maybe 17 points.
if they get to 17, it's going to be over 60. Okay, that's not a side bet.
I don't
Cole, I saw you licking your chops.
because I don't have
you know who's not
Nebraska.
making a side bet on this game? This guy.
I don't have Nebraska going over 35 really. So that's where like those are
Yeah.
like top ends for me.
Yep,
That's why.
I can see that.
Yeah. That's what's
But 35-14, 49. I mean,
that's
it's
where
right
actually that's a
there.
score I see.
Yeah.
Is a what?
35-14.
There you go.
But so
That's under,
for our
under.
picks, guys, we
And a
got
cover.
That's where
we
I'm
got
at.
Nebraska across the board for us 3, at least on our money line. Spread. Stoy and I both took Nebraska to cover the 13.5 points. Cole took Northwestern. Stoy took the under. Cole took the under. I took the over. 13.5 is one of those weird, kind of a weird number there. Like it could be a touchdown and 2 field goals for Nebraska like that 13.
Oh,
is
it'll be
just
13.
there.
It 100% it'll be 13. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll be okay. We'll all survive.
Vicky Valancourt. It's what's going to be.
No, it's what it's going to be.
So the next games. So here's the lineup for the week anyways. So week 0, Northwestern Nebraska that we talked about. Wyoming, Illinois. Illinois opening at 10-point favorites from what I can see. Right now, 10.5 point on FanDuel. Vanderbilt at Hawaii. Vanderbilt is 6.5 point favorites.
Really based upon betting, the best game next is North Texas and UTEP.
Correct.
Vanderbilt jumped up to 8.5 point favorites.
Vanderbilt, Hawaii.
Yep. And then you got UConn at Utah State, which should be a complete blowout because Utah State's a solid squad. Charlotte at FAU. North Texas, UTEP, again, just like you mentioned, and Nevada at New Mexico State. So here's one line that is weird to me, and I'll have to look at it. Nevada, New Mexico State. Like it's at 8.5. It was at 9 on here, and now it's at 8.5 on FanDuel. Nevada was an 8-win team last year. New Mexico State had.
Is that where we're going with?
I'm just this line is weird to me because New Mexico State was a 2-10 team and Nevada was an 8-win team, and they're only 8.5 point favorites.
9 in DraftKings.
I think I saw Steve mention that somewhere. He liked New Mexico State.
Let me pull up his podcast rundown here. He said top 3 picks. He likes this New Mexico State. He likes to cover the spread. He likes Hawaii to cover the spread, it looks like, and he likes Northwestern to cover the spread.
What is? Oh, I was looking at his picks. It was based upon that Big 5 thing, and I was like so lost.
Oh, makes sense.
Also, when in his thing, he said that I think that NU will handle the travel better than Nebraska. Also confused me. I was like,
Fair.
I feel like a letter is missing.
Right.
That's fine.
So he has Northwestern spread. His total
He also has. He said Northwestern. He has
over.
plus 12.5. He has over 50.5, but then says don't think we'll see a lot of like defense here. I don't.
He had what? Over?
He has over 50.5, and he has Northwestern. He had him plus 12.5.
Mm-hmm. He
So
said
who
don't
does
think
he
we'll
have?
have a lot of defense. That would
Turning
make sense.
several starters or offensive line if you like a long shot money line. So if you like one, my guess is he likes Nebraska to win this game based off of these notes that he sent us.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Oh shoot. Battery is not. I got time. I got time.
All right, we got time.
We got time to make a pick.
I mean, his games were UTEP, New Mexico, and Hawaii, with the bonus being Nebraska, which
And his
from
big
a betting
one,
perspective,
big one from like a big
UTEP.
stat perspective was Hawaii, the
Yes.
Hawaii cover stat, which was basically teams traveling to Hawaii first week of the year, Hawaii covers.
last 7 years.
7 years, and I saw something today. It was like 12 out of the last 13 or something like that. I'm pretty sure that Hawaii's home opener that they've covered as underdogs, like 12 out of the last 13 or something like that.
So
6 out of the last 7.
which games are we going with?
I don't know. I thought we were just doing the one game this week, and then best bet. Like I just didn't
That's
know
fair.
if we wanted to do like a best bets
yeah,
type of
we
thing.
could do that. I like that.
Just because there's not that many games this week, so like if there's something that like for Steve that would stick out as a
Good,
best
because
bet.
then we can do our big parlay because I have nothing on
Right.
these.
That's what, yeah. I mean, I feel like
Um,
adding to that just not
Don't
like that's
care. I mean, we'll have to bet them,
Right.
but I just don't care.
because I would agree with Steve. Like on a stat like that in games like these, like that's the kind of trends that you're looking for.
So this one for our money line lock. Last year, if you guys remember, last season for our money line locks, we did minus 200 or better.
Mm-hmm.
The only game that we would be able to choose from is the North Texas UTEP game.
Yep. Which I mean,
Unless-
that's actually
unless you wanna-
too like that's kind of
Unless you
like
wanna
Mac,
choose a-
Mac, early Maction,
Yeah.
without being a Mac.
Unless
team,
you
but,
want
like,
to
that's gonna
choose
be a good game.
a dog.
Excuse me?
Unless you want to choose an underdog. Like
None of the underdogs deserve that. None of them.
weren't the Charlotte
Hawaii.
49ers decent last year? No.
Absolutely not. All right.
I
Cool.
was just looking at what they could be.
So you want to run down Steve's bets that he has in his best bets?
Yeah, I can pull up. So Steve gave us a little bit of a preview before he was here. He's got kind of his week 0 top 3 picks here. First one starting off, he likes the dog in this one. This is more of a pick'em game, I would say. But he likes the underdog in this one with UTEP money line at plus 100. On FanDuel, it's still there.
It's not. It's minus 105.
So they're favored at
No, it's minus 115.
minus 115.
and
So
minus
they're
105. It's
so it's
toss-up.
literally a more of a toss up there, I guess. So if you wanted to take UTEP money line, go towards
That's go to
FanDuel.
FanDuel, baby. Go to FanDuel.
UTEP at home.
Yep.
Plus 1.5, plus 100 money line.
And they are. He said he's like, I'm expecting a sold out show in El Paso. The Sun Bowl is a terrible place to play, so he likes UTEP. And he says, orange out. Will the Mean Green come to play?
That'd be a fun one to be at. That's going to be rowdy.
Carly gets her greens and oranges mixed up, so that part makes me laugh.
Wait, she's colorblind?
Nope, she's not. She just like when she sees orange, her mind automatically. I don't know why.
I don't
thinks
believe
green.
that she's not colorblind.
She's not colorblind. She just doesn't. She can't.
She's just 3
She
years
just
old.
Can't talk.
right.
Yeah. Next one. He likes New Mexico's.
I'm definitely calling her out next time I see
for
her on
sure.
that.
Next.
Like my green shirt?
Yeah.
It's orange.
Next bet he likes New Mexico State to cover against Nevada. That one for me, if he and I were betting straight up, I would completely bet against that. I like Nevada better than New Mexico State.
Isn't that a shitty shot? Isn't that what that is called?
It feels like it.
100%. Well, I guess there's $50 more in the pot because I don't plan on losing that one. So I do. That would probably be my favorite bet.
Where's the dun-dun-dun-dun?
New Mexico State was 2-10 last year.
Because it's going to make.
Nope.
So,
Shitty shot alert.
Shitty shot alert.
So New Mexico State plus 8.5.
Write
minus
it
110.
down. Shitty shot.
It's still there. By the way, the line has not.
It's at
moved
plus
on that.
9 on DraftKings.
Okay, so
Wait, are you going against him specifically on one item, or like the entire
on his
bet?
on his top 3 pick. That one.
that pick.
He took New
specifically.
Mexico State plus 8.5. He's going Nevada.
Okay.
I mean, unless any of you guys want to get in on that
Well,
bet
I
as well.
love when people that aren't here get shitty shots.
Yeah.
Bet against them.
It's so much fun.
I mean,
Stoy's over here in Oakland.
Yeah.
Up in the top row in Oakland. Squeaking away.
so
Anybody get that?
we'll keep
Oh, the A's. That is the Oakland A's.
Oakland A's.
we'll keep going. Jerry got him. Jerry Kill coming out of the gates hot is what he says. Has demonstrated a record of success at each place he's been. Nevada was gutted and hired a career assistant coach as the head coach. He said, I took this back around plus 12 or something of that sort several weeks ago when lines were first released.
Yeah, so I mean, do you have to go against the plus 12?
No, he has it written in here at plus 8.5.
Plus 8.5?
He has what his bet is.
I'm just saying, with that caveat, does Ryan need to give him 12?
Why would I? He is the one who's taking them still at 8.5.
He's also
So he's willing to take.
he's also the rookie, and he needs to realize we do this on.
He's
Tuesday.
willing to take.
That's
He's
fair.
willing to take.
You have a
stricter
tornado
bets.
Tuesday. This is what happens.
This is what
to you.
happens.
It's part of the tornado.
He's gonna owe $150 real soon.
And then his next big one that he likes, Hawaii 6.5 versus Vanderbilt at home.
And it's 8.5 now.
Yeah, so that one's a big swing. You might want to know more about that one, bud.
Yeah, I haven't.
Let's message him. It's been
Big
He said he'd be an hour late,
yeah.
which I don't know.
Big
why he would just
distraction to go to the island for Vandy.
He's probably listening right
Rainbow Warriors have
He's
covered
not.
opening weekend the last 7 years or some crazy shit like that. I'm reading verbatim what he said. You said it was like 12 or something like that?
I thought I saw longer, but like definitely like 6 out of the last 7 or 7 out of the last 8 or
has covered opening weekend last 7 years
He says Vandy
or some crazy shit.
Vandy
like
gets
right.
Vandy
love
gets
that.
the win, but barely, and tucks tail to get home as fast as possible.
I mean, you're in Hawaii, so that's his point, is that they're on vacation, not to play football.
You
I
can
mean-
do both. We did it at San Diego.
So the money in this one's kind of fun. So they expect it to be kind of high scoring. The money,
Is dead nuts even on DraftKings?
Minus 115 on the over.
yeah, it's
What's your
going
over?
towards over 53.5.
54,
So that makes sense. That makes sense that it hasn't moved there yet.
or it got moved.
But again, it's
I
at
don't know.
it's Tuesday, right? So these lines are gonna move. but we want to make sure that we're talking about them now.
But you can lock them in now, or if you listen to this later as these come out and the lines have moved aggressively away from what we were saying or for that, you should probably jump on. Not saying you should. It's not advice, but you should.
But you should.
But you should.
So his bonus
Also,
we already talked about.
real quick, so like I just happened to scroll down far enough. So next week, New Mexico State plays Minnesota.
Jeez.
They're 37.5-point underdogs
36.5 on DraftKings. Wow.
right now. And I just did that, like, proving your point as far as looking ahead. Like, I mean, we're looking ahead Tuesday to Saturday. Like, right now, you could put a bet in that's...
That was last year.
And, like, you're telling me... So the question is, do you think
Minnesota.
Nevada is 29 points better than... Or Minnesota is 29 points better than Nevada?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
Right? And that's what the...
Yeah.
So if we recall,
I don't know what that
New
tells me.
Mexico
That-
State next week is
Either
I'm
that
taking
or they're
that 36.5.
really telling you that
They have
New
no
Mexico
clue.
State's that bad.
that bad. Right. Like, you've got to read it one way or the other, and that's going to affect which way you bet.
It'd be
But
interesting to follow that and watch this game and then
Right.
look something.
that line, that crazy
that should make
line,
Ryan feel better, in my opinion.
That crazy line that you just talked about, though, reminds me of last year. The Iowa State UNI game opened ridiculous like
so
that.
dumb. That was so dumb.
It opened ridiculous like that.
Dumb.
It was,
It wasn't even on the board in a lot of places because it was so high.
and it was the
They don't put
easiest.
those games on
It
the
was
board.
the easiest bet
How
to
much
make all
did I
year.
Put on there.
Exactly.
put it all.
But I think so. We already talked about his bonus game. He took Northwestern at 12.5. 12.5.
He's got to like him at 13.5.
He likes him at
Yeah.
13.5. He said that like you said, he thinks Nebraska will travel better. He thinks their offense will be better. They return several starters on their offensive line, which is nice. And then over 50.5 wins, over 50.5 points at -110. He liked. Don't see a lot of defense. And then he said if you like a long shot, the money line of Northwestern isn't. He's like, it's dicey, but it could be fun to start there. And then this is my favorite line of Steve's breakdown. This is the first game of the season. Might as well have some fun on Saturday morning and lay some money down.
Absolutely.
My favorite part of it. I love that. He does have some promo plays and different stuff like that, but
I know nothing about him.
I'd have to look more into it.
All right, guys. Do you guys have any locks or?
I mean, my lock that I'm going to take, I'll just do spread lock at Nevada
Oh, because of
at -8.5.
I don't have one.
Steve, I'm going to put it in there for you. New Mexico State.
When you do a lot of gut stuff, you actually need to see teams play. You can't just pray. This chair needs fixed.
I honestly,
Just needs a little WD-40.
I'm not going to lie. Like if Steve wouldn't have had that there and given me this idea of, okay, I can take Nevada at 8.5, I arguably would have taken Utah State at 27.5. Connecticut is horrible, and Utah State is a 11 win,
At what and a half?
27.5 point favorites. Like I would take that because Connecticut is that bad.
But are they?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know. It's new season.
New season game, first game of the year. I get that.
That's why I have no confidence in most things here.
Over under locks. I'm not gonna call the Nebraska one a lock. I'm gonna take the over there, but I'm not gonna call it a lock.
Because I don't have locks. Zero.
Again, it is very hard to come up with the locks when you haven't seen one.
I will give a money line lock. Utah State beats UConn. And it's only minus 3,500. That I'll call that.
I mean,
It's
that
not
would,
gonna.
that's
I mean,
Lock it.
If you need something in your parlay, and you just need a little.
okay.
little
So
something,
since we don't have any locks, since we don't have a ton of locks, before we jump into our big parlay, what's your one DGen pick? Your college DGen pick that you would
this week?
that you like.
is it really a D-Gen pick if like the money's on it?
Right. Like if you're taking a favorite,
Yeah.
like
It would be a parlay. I would take Nebraska in the first half at -7. And then I would take, like, I would just do a big ass parlay. Actually,
I mean, if I were to go out on a whim here and be a D-Gen pick and do a dog or something that's kind of longer odds, I can see Wyoming beating Illinois in the first game of the year at plus 400.
Yeah, I just don't think Illinois is going to be that bad this year. Like if I thought Illinois was going to be poor, then yes, I just don't think they are.
I got a bet at plus 1,334. That's 7-pick parlay. Over 27 total first half. They're all first halves, by the way. Total first half over 27. North Texas, UTEP. Money line first half for FAU. Utah State money line first half. Illinois first half money line. Jeez. Nevada money line first half. Nebraska spread -7 first half. And Vandy first half. Gets me to +1. That would be my D-Gen pick.
What's the first half?
The reason the first half?
What's the Vandy first half line?
-230.
No, I know. What is it though?
Oh. What?
Like what is Vandy favored by in the first half?
Oh, that's not money line.
No, I know. I'm just curious.
4.5. No.
Because like I expect Vandy to come out sleepwalking. Not to say they're going to lose.
Yeah, but they could sleepwalk and still have a touchdown lead.
Right. Hawaii just likes to play big air ball. That's why I'm saying like they could get up like 21-7 and then lose 40-21. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's fair.
That's where I see that game.
That's why I took them. That's why I took Vandy as the money line. I still think they'll have the lead going into half.
Right.
That would be my D-Gen pick if I was to pick it, but that's just me stretching.
And I'm not saying that like lock Wyoming in at Illinois, but if I had to pick one of these teams to have an upset, that's my favorite one.
Yeah, sure. All right. We don't have any NFL this week, do we?
Just more preseason.
Just more preseason.
Next week will be a little bit more fun to talk
news.
about because we'll have cuts and different stuff like that we can talk about.
Yeah. I'd say more so in college this week. You saw some starting quarterbacks named, maybe within some quarterback battles. Nothing huge, but I mean that's really was the news from college football. NFL, you're just seeing guys that are definitely going to make the roster that might have been on the
Bubble.
edge, and then guys that are still fighting for spots.
Next week, cuts will be right before our show, and
Kenyon Drake did get
picked
reportedly cut from the Raiders,
Yeah.
and they were going to pay $11.2 million to cut him because they signed him last year.
if I was ever going to get cut,
You know what the average salary of the
Raiders.
NFL running
Like
back
8?
is?
wasn't it? It
No.
was.
It's like 4.5.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, basically they overpaid
3
$7
years.
million to cut him.
Did he really perform that bad?
I mean, if you have guys that you want to pay later,
Hey, all I know is he's going to have a good season for someone else and get paid.
probably.
Vikings took a little Raiders player
Oh
away.
yeah, there we go. There's some news.
Oh, yeah.
So the Vikings took a 7th round conditional pick.
Real quick before you say this, who's the Vikings backup quarterback right now?
Nobody knows.
They have 2 that are competing for it: Sean Mannion
Mm-hmm.
or Kellen Mond,
Okay,
The third
who they
guy.
just drafted,
correct.
who they thought was a lot of people were high on him. Analysts, everybody were high on this guy. And Zimmer came out last year. Everybody kind of dogged Zimmer a little bit for saying this, but Zimmer's like, they're all saying, "What do you think of Kellen Mond? I've seen enough of him in practice. I see him every day.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't he your second string guy? I see him every day." That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And now the thing is okay, they got a new coach, maybe a new offense, new this, new that. Maybe it'll be different. And it wasn't. He's gotten time with Jefferson. He's gotten time with Thielen. He's gotten time with Cook, throwing those guys the ball, handing the ball off there. And he had a decent week, first week of preseason, but his second week was through 2 interceptions, I believe.
I saw a couple memes of him.
But, like, for me, I absolutely love it because from my understanding
So
of
they picked up Nick Mullins from...
who has started a couple games in the NFL.
Right, but was he still with San Francisco?
He was with the Raiders.
Raiders, okay.
So they traded, from my understanding of how this deal works, so it's a conditional 7th-round pick if Mullins can be on the opening day roster or week 1 roster.
The year of the pick or this year?
This year.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
So if Mullins beats out Mond or Mannion or whoever, and he's on the week
Then
1,
they
he's
get
a
the
backup, then they get the pick. If they don't, does Mullins go back to the Raiders?
The thing is,
That's right, because Mullins played pretty well, actually, for the Raiders in the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
Does he go back to the Raiders? Is that how that works, or how does it work?
I don't know.
Assuming
Probably he goes
put into
trades null and void, so he would go
free
back to the
agency?
Raiders. At that point, the Raiders would
Cut him, more than likely.
release him. However, you don't bring in a quarterback with 1 week left to not think he's going to be on the roster.
Oh, I don't disagree.
Right.
And
Just
realistically,
don't. That's not enough time.
You're not, and they're not going to carry 4 guys on the roster.
No, Mon will go practice squad.
No, they'll put Mannion on the practice squad.
One of them's going practice. I mean,
I
they're
don't
going practice
disagree.
squad. They're not.
All right.
They're not going anywhere. No other team's picking them up either.
Right.
They're going practice squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
My
yes,
my
probably
only
Manning,
thought
'cause
process.
You'll
so I did.
protect your draft
So
pick.
from that standpoint, like a serviceable backup if he needs to come in and play a game or play. He's a serviceable guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved it from that standpoint. I also, what it draws me to believe is, one, the Mond era is over. Like he's, unless they think, okay, maybe he'll develop in this new offense. I don't really see it, but I think maybe they go out and get a value pick in a very, very strong quarterback class this year.
If there's a quarterback left, you guys are going to make the playoffs. So you're going to be in the 20s plus.
There will be a quarterback left.
Yeah.
There's a lot
I mean,
of
there'll
great
be a
quarterbacks.
quarterback left, but
I
they
just
won't be the
think
top
that
5
the quarterback
quarterbacks.
class is one. Yes, it's strong, but I think that the NFL run on quarterback youth recently makes that class deeper because there's not as many teams that need one.
I mean, we still have to get through season,
Mm-hmm. No, 100%.
right? I mean,
100%.
Matt Corral, season-ending injury.
Yep. Liz Frank.
LaFranc.
LaFranc.
Apparently Mayfield was head and shoulders above.
Yeah, Mayfield won the starting job in Carolina.
Like, apparently, clearly not even close.
Okay,
And
so
I think if you look at it, he's the
Which,
best
duh.
quarterback on that roster.
Which, but
But
Darnold's there.
I mean, Mayfield and probably rightfully so, like for non-playing actions, gets a lot of crap.
Yeah.
When the guy's healthy, he's a top 12 NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
And Sam Darnold is not.
no.
Never has been.
Yeah. At no point for a season long has Darnold ever been a top 20 quarterback in the NFL.
And I was listening to, I forgot what show it was, on NFL radio on the way over. They were specifically talking about this because they were like, well, do you trade Darnold? They're like, no, you can't. He costs too much.
Right.
And also, who wants him?
Right.
And the reason Mayfield won the starting job to begin with is because they've laid out the red carpet. They were looking for a quarterback, regardless of who it was before Mayfield, to get rid of Darnold. They didn't want him starting.
Right.
Now I know Garoppolo is more expensive than Darnold, but people are going to go get Garoppolo before they go get Sam Darnold.
100, as they should.
It's not even a
Like that's not even a question in the eyes. So for them to ask, like, "Oh, do you trade Sam?" How?
But what are you
gonna get out of it?
Garoppolo? Speaking of, nothing. He's just going to hang out in San Francisco.
What I said before is someone's going to get hurt early on, and
But
he's going to get traded.
not until the season starts.
Or Trey Lance is going to get hurt, and then he's there.
Right.
But that's all going to happen before the trade deadline, in my opinion.
So your prediction per se is Garoppolo will be a starting quarterback before trade deadline.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I can't hardly argue that. I think he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is what it is in that situation.
Well, let's go to one more quick break, and then we'll get into Big Parlay. And we are back. Now, rules this season for the Big Parlay. Not our futures one from last week. What rules, how big, how degenerate does this thing need to be?
Let's get some winners.
I mean, absolutely. But like plus 1,500?
Seems like a good start.
Like, is that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate
definitely
that.
plus 1,000.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't hate that. Like Cole said, like let's get some winners, and I think like once we get some winners, and we can kind of play a little bit more with house money. For those who want to call that,
That's fair.
once we can play with some house money, then we can start getting a little bit longer odds. But I think once we build this up, let's build it up until we start going. Like I think last year we started at plus 276,352 or something like that,
We were trying to win millions, okay? That's all.
which was awesome. It was fun.
Great. All right, so we can probably say Moneyline Nebraska because we locked on that. Utah State, clearly, I mean, you might as well just throw in that money line. I don't know if we do the spread or not on that, but for sure, that's in there. What do you guys think about the over on the Wyoming, Illinois?
You can follow the money in a sense there.
Do we just follow the money? Is that the theme? I'm going to do it. I'll let you know. And if the money's not there, I'll do money line on a favorite. I'll let you boys know.
So I just went random like follow the money. I went Nebraska money line, Utah State money line, UTEP 1.5, over 43.5 with Wyoming, Illinois, under 59.5 Charlotte, Florida Atlantic, money line Nevada, and over 53.5 for the Vanderbilt Hawaii, and that's at plus 1724.
What did I miss of yours?
I don't know.
Did you do that one?
Oh, your UTEP one, you went with the points. I took UTEP at 1.5.
No, so it's the same. Odds are the same.
Yeah.
Odds are the
Should
same.
be.
I prefer if we do that, I want the over, not points to UTEP.
And that's perfectly fair on that one because it's.
But that's 17-24. That's not bad.
I like that.
Actually, I don't mind that at all.
Would you?
I like it. Oh shit. I mean, the North Texas UTEP will be high scoring. I'm not worried about that. I don't think in Hawaii Vanderbilt, Hawaii always scores at least 30 points themselves, no matter what happens. So I don't mind that at all.
The only one that we could do to boost our odds a little bit would be to take Utah State to cover 27.5. Like that's the only one out of these that I'm like, yeah,
we could do that. We could throw a preseason game on there. If you guys really wanted to.
Do they allow it?
I don't know, probably. But I like it's week. It's week.
Did you take the Ravens to win 23 in a row?
I mean, that would be the one just because of the record they have.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, if you put that in there, it's 23-43.
I mean,
which is $20 to win 468.66.
And that's with the UTEP over or the UTEP plus 1.5?
UTEP over.
Same odds, but I just wanted to make sure.
Are you? What's UTEP's over there What's the points? 54.5 is what I
54 and a
have.
half.
I need to go build this on DraftKings, don't I?
Yeah, you do. But the Ravens are 6-point favorites, so if you take them on their money line,
You guys, it's just a cool. I mean, that's a lot of wins.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of wins. All right, so what was it again?
so
Nebraska money, Nevada.
sorry, where did I? Hang on, I got to go back to this Ravens.
I just need your bets slip, bud.
Yep. So Nebraska money line over 43.5. Wyoming, Illinois.
Oh, it's 44. But okay, I'll just follow.
Under 59.5 for the Charlotte, Florida Atlantic.
Okay.
Nevada money line over 53.5 for Vanderbilt, Hawaii.
And then over.
Over
on the
in the
UTEP.
UTEP.
And then I have
Utah State money line is what we had as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I already had that one. And then I need to go to NFL and get me some Ravens.
Preseason games for this weekend. The Ravens play.
Plus 2760. But that's because there's no halves really in those.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Correct.
I would rather have the halves.
Yeah, mine's 23.76.
I like it. I'm done.
Is that with the Ravens?
Yeah, that's what the Ravens.
What's yours? Yours is 23.76
2760.
2760. But I'll
on DraftKings.
on DraftKings. Here's the difference.
You get half. You get the hooks.
So the question
Are
is,
all the hooks in our favor?
That's-
hold on. Where did it go? All right.
I mean, I would think so, with it being plus 400, basically.
Over 44 for Wyoming.
So we have over 43.5 here.
Okay.
So that's in our favor.
By the yeah. 59 for Charlotte.
59.5 here,
Okay. So
which is still in our favor because we went under.
Yeah, we were under 59.
So it's in our favor.
Over 55 UTEP.
We have over 53.5 here
Mm.
in our favor.
Over
Or 54.5, sorry.
I was like 53. That's
54.5 is.
and then over 54 for Vandy.
We have over 53.5 for that one.
So it is in our
So
favor.
all of them
all
are
the hooks are in
all
our
of them
favor.
are in our favor.
All right. Well,
Which it would explain the 400 number.
so yeah. All right. Looks like that's what we're doing.
Did you notice the other day when Steve put in some round robin bets?
Yeah, I did.
I like that.
I liked it. I was like,
So we got
hey.
big. Are you familiar with round robin bets?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got big on those a little bit last year, making some decent money off of them.
Yeah.
I might go back to the well this year and go back to some round robin stuff.
Shit. Typed the wrong number.
The round robins are fun.
Because
They're a good combination of
hey, I can hit it big.
protective parlay.
Like I can hit it. That's what I like about it. I can hit it big, or hey, these couple legs, they're going to be paired together in some sort in this round robin. I know they're going to hit.
Or most likely they are.
It protects you from having like the one
The 8 out of 9 hit and you win nothing.
F you. Yes.
But if 8 out of 9 hit in this one, instead of winning 15 grand, you might win $75.
Yeah. I mean, even a little bit
$400
more
bucks,
than that.
whatever. Yeah.
Right.
That was just it.
All right, $20 for 572. Let's
Boom, boom.
get it. All right.
For 572?
Yeah.
Where'd you take that at?
DraftKings. We got better odds.
The hooks were in our favor on FanDuel.
Yeah. For 2760.
No. It was-
DraftKings was 2760.
Yeah.
in
I know.
FanDuel, the hooks were in our favor for 23.76.
Yeah. So we had plus 400.
So you're taking worse points to. You're
get
just like,
more
okay,
money.
we can get the 400. We can get an extra point in these games.
Right. Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
Because-
but the worst case, like some of those were solid numbers. We would push. We just wouldn't win all of that money.
Right. The only thing is, we're just
That's
gonna.
it.
You're not gonna lose the parlay because of it. You're gonna push
Right.
the parlay, which is what I mean. That's why the numbers are where they are.
Yeah. Plus
So.
for 400.
400. Yeah.
We're gonna take it. Anywho,
That's why when you said 53.5 for the one, there was a pause because that would make more sense
that's correct.
to go back and take the full point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But as always, everybody, like, subscribe, follow, share. We appreciate you guys. This was a fun week 0.
Getting back into
but
it.
getting back into the football, actually making some picks that are going to mean something. Preseason's always hard to do because you don't know who's going to play. You don't know where they're going to play. But next week when we get to talk about cuts, next week when we get to talk about, this Ireland game between Nebraska and Northwestern, what happened there. And then there are some big week 1 matchups that we're going to be able to be a part of. Ohio State, Notre Dame being one of them. First game of the year, if I remember correct. You guys just brought it up as a rivalry game. ESPN College Game Day is doing a little bit of a preview, like a premier game day for an hour ahead of the West Virginia-Pittsburgh game.
Correct.
So some of those, it's going to be a fun week 1. But football's back, baby.
And we got raw dogs.
Raw dogs. Stay
And
tuned next
raw
week.
dogs.
Next week, pickle beers, baby.
Pickle beers,
Pickle
raw
beers
dogs.
and raw dogs. Wait, no,
Hit-
not pickle beers. Just hot dog beers, raw dog beers.
Raw dog beers.
Just raw dogging it. No big deal.
Raw dog straw. Here we go.
Peace.
So excited.
Too excited.
It's time.